we got back from seeing The Dark Knight Rises. It's been a little while since we've done a review, but we're gonna do one right now.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm Jay, he's Mike. Shit, I'm Mike, he's Jay. We're gonna review The Dark Knight Rises, and we rose from the dead too, because we've been gone for a little bit. Sorry guys, I've been working weird hours. We're gonna get stuff straightened back out. But anyways,
when you're done with the job, you have my permission to die.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, we're wrapping up the series. You guys know what it's about. We don't want to give any spoilers away. We did a spoiler review, so that'll be up soon. You can watch that to get the real nitty-gritty. So everybody knows the basics. We're just going to get straight into the review.
All right. I'm going to start off with a bang.
Boom.
Poppity. That was a dud. The Golden Batarang. I'm going to give it a Golden Batarang. This is my Golden Batarang. See it? I'm going to give it to Tom Hardy as Bane. His portrayal of Bane was fucking awesome. I thought Bane was great in this.
He was.
They they friggin' brought him back from the dead for what they did to him in Batman Robin. That was such a travesty to every comic book fan of any Batman movie. And they're like, what the fuck did you do to Bane? He's like a whipping boy for Poison Ivy. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And now Bane's scary as shit and he has a little fucking Darth Vader mask on.
Bane is 110% legit. He is. He is. And you're not.
He's too legit to quit.
Yeah.
Hey.
Now, you're going to see me do this a lot in this review, guys. You're going to see me compare this to The Dark Knight. And the only reason I'm doing that is because that left us with so much expectations. And you got the trailers for this. But you can't compare Bane's character to the Joker. It's a completely different scenario. But Bane's perfect. The Joker's perfect. They're both great. The villains in this series are just amazing.
Yeah. All the other... Christian Bale, great as Batman as always. He did a great job. Yeah. Michael Caine, you know, everybody that reprised the roles, Morgan Freeman, all of them did great. The newcomers, Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, even though I don't like Catwoman as a character, I never really have. She was great in her part. She did. I don't think Catwoman was integral to the plot. I don't think she needed to be in it.
That's the thing. Anne Hathaway did a great job. She wasn't annoying. She's a good actress. I liked her in this movie, but Catwoman wasn't needed. They didn't even refer to her, I don't think, as Catwoman.
She was never mentioned.
There was no like licking her arms. Or not that I wanted that, but it just I don't think it was integral. Again, comparing this to The Dark Knight. I wished in The Dark Knight that they would have focused more on the Joker and Batman instead of the whole Two-Face plot. That's just me. But in this movie, I wish that they would have focused more on Bane and Batman because you had so much going on. It was already a 3-hour movie. They had to pack a lot into this. And that's another thing about this movie, guys. I want you to enjoy this when you go to see it, so I'm going to tell you this right now. Please try to forget any expectations about how The Dark Knight was, because this movie, it's shot the same way. You know, it's a Nolan film, but it's got a different feel to it. The other ones were very simplistic. It's like you got this crazy bad guy and you got Batman, and we're gonna go at it. Yeah. In this one, they concentrate so much more on the humanistic element. They concentrate so much more on the dark issues that Batman has and the overlying issues, the relationships he has with Alfred and things like that. Alfred, by the way, for me, this was the best Michael Caine performance of the 3 movies.
Yeah, it was really emotional, especially one scene in particular. I got teary-eyed. I was like, "Fucking, I don't care." But yeah, and then another newcomer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt was great.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why I slipped in that accent because I do it. What was the best part for me was when the fight scene happens with Bane.
Yeah. Yeah. That was everything that was chalked up to me, man.
It's like we were like, holy fuck! And then everybody else was kind of like,
do you know what's happening?
Do you see? And then, you know, it's like, but everybody else, because I guess they were not comic geeks or they don't follow the lore. They were just kind of like, it's a movie.
Yeah.
They're like, shut the fuck up! You know.
At that point, if someone would have walked in front of me, just like as a natural reflection, I would have shoved them down. That scene, it was so cool to watch because even as great as a bad guy as the Joker was, he never posed too much of a physical threat to Batman. Yeah. Nobody really did. It was always like psychological and stuff like that. And there was some of that in this too. But Bane, it was just so weird to watch Batman just get his ass kicked for a little bit there and try his hardest and like just be in such a struggle. That was like I don't want to see Batman get his ass kicked, but that was just amazing.
Yeah, it was the physicality of Bane and the impossible odds that Batman had to come over, and you could see it. It was just like, what the... for me, the only weak point is that somewhere the story's going, and then it kind of gets sandy. It gets muddy.
Well, it's a 3-hour movie, and it just seems like there's so much going on. It's just like...
I think Nolan had an idea in mind what he wanted to say, and he just couldn't figure out a way to get it into a time.
At certain points,
yeah. And I think that's what happens. I think it's going along, and then it kind of like gets blurry, and then it goes back. Yeah, and that might not be his fault. That might be editing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a couple points in the movie where you're like, God, focus on that.
Yeah.
Go back to that. This movie just had a lot to cover, and this was deep.
It's one of those movies. It's one of those movies that you just want to sit on the toilet and think about for a while.
Oh yeah.
In the dark.
I gotta go see it again.
Like in the dark, and then when you're done, you flush the toilet, you go rise.
No, the only other problem I had was that, and it's not a basis against the movie, but I wish that we didn't see so much of this before it came out, because it would have felt all that more epic if I didn't see so many integral parts of this in the trailers and all the stuff they revealed beforehand. There's a couple shockers, there is, and we'll talk about that in the spoiler review for those who've already seen it. But still, yeah, it just would have felt so much more epic if I hadn't seen some of this before.
Wait, let's go on really quick. The direction was good. The editing was okay. The cinematography was great. It looked great.
Yeah.
The costumes were cool. So yeah, overall the movie's great. I think the movie's a great movie.
It's a great movie. They wrap things up, and I mean they really get ballsy about some things that they do here. It's not cookie cutter by any means. And it's just, guys, that this movie is a lot more psychological than the other movies. Or go into it with an open mind. Don't have any expectations. It's a worthy wrap up to the series. I'm not disappointed in it. And a lot of people just have such high expectations and such hype around this movie. But it's a great, worthy wrap up. I'm gonna give this movie a 9.0. This trilogy was amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8.0. I think it's a solid movie. I think that there are certain scenes of it though. I think it's stretched just a little bit too much. I think some of the plot gets a little bit muddy. I spit. Sorry. But overall, still solid. And I didn't like they included Catwoman. I don't think she needed to be in it at all. Still a great movie to check out. It's a great movie. It wraps up Nolan's story and it's done. So that's it. 8.0, 9.0. Rate, comment, subscribe on the bottom. Make sure you put your thoughts in it. And always, please remember, let's be civil about this, okay? Don't be throwing your fucking keyboard and saying you're gonna punch us through our TV and cut off our nuts and send them to our family. Because I don't want that. I want balls.
So no. And by the way, the question: which one is your favorite? If you haven't seen this,
what's my favorite Batman movie of all time?
No, what's your favorite of the Nolan trilogy?
Batman and Robin.
This has been Mike and Jay with We Watched the
See
Movie.
you guys.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.